Bayo burst into Yejide's hut. His face turned pale. "What have you done?" His eyes fell on the empty bowl. "Don't tell me you actually ate her food?" Kola nodded. Bayo pointed at Yejide. "The food prepared by this 23-year-old Immortal? Kola, you finished yourself." Kola frowned. "What are you talking about?" Bayo took a shaky step back. "Because everyone who gets close to Yejide disappears." For centuries, Yejide lived by one rule: never become attached to a human, because humans always leave. 2 months had passed since Kola returned to his village, Aramuko. The morning he arrived home, his parents rushed outside the moment they saw him. "Kola, our son!" His mother embraced him tightly. His father smiled with pride. "You finally returned." Kola smiled warmly. "It's good to be home." For the rest of the day, his parents couldn't stop talking. They wanted to hear everything. About Oluwade, about Bayo and his mother, about the hunting trips, about village life. Kola answered every question, but something wasn't quite right. Sometimes he suddenly became quiet. Sometimes he stared into the distance without realizing it. Sometimes a smile appeared on his face for no reason at all. His mind kept drifting back to one person, Yejide, the calm young maiden everyone feared, yet the only person he couldn't forget. Even while hunting, he caught himself smiling. Even while eating, her face would suddenly appear in his thoughts. Every memory of Oluwade somehow led back to her. His parents had begun to notice. One evening, his mother looked at him carefully. "Kola, you've changed." He looked up. "I have?" She nodded slowly. "You've been smiling to yourself a lot lately. What happened in Oluwade?" Kola chuckled softly. "Oh, nothing. I'm just remembering the journey." But even he knew that wasn't the truth. Meanwhile, far away in Oluwade, Yejide's life continued as it always had. Every morning, she gathered medicinal herbs, prepared medicinal mixtures, swept the compound of her beautiful home, and lived in the same quiet solitude that had been her companion for centuries. She had already made up her mind. Forget him. He has returned to his own village. That is how it should be. She gently arranged fresh herbs inside a woven basket, then paused. "No," she whispered. "Don't become weak now, Yejide. You've walked this path alone for centuries. One human shouldn't change that." She continued working, trying to silence her thoughts. But every now and then, she heard his cheerful voice again. "Yejide, I'll come back one day." She immediately closed her eyes. No, he's just a human. He'll live his life, grow old, and one day leave this world just like everyone else. And you'll still be here. She slowly lifted her head. Her calm face returned. I survived centuries before Kola. I'll survive centuries after him. But for the first time, those words, they didn't comfort her anymore. 2 months. That was all Kola could endure. Every single day, he told himself, I'll stop thinking about her tomorrow. Tomorrow came, but Yejide never left his mind. One morning, he finally gave up. I'm going back to Oluwade. His father looked up in surprise. Again? You just returned home. His mother laughed. Kola, you've fallen in love with that village already? Kola quickly smiled. I just want to see Auntie and Bayo. I've been missing them. His mother shook her head with a smile. All right, when you see my sister, greet her well for me. I will, mother. Before long, Kola was already on the familiar forest path. His steps were quicker than before. Every mile brought him closer, not just to Oluwade, but to someone he couldn't explain. Hours later, the village finally came into view. As soon as Bayo saw him, his eyes widened. Kola, you came back! The two cousins embraced warmly. Bayo's mother hurried outside. My son, you couldn't stay away from us? Kola laughed. I missed everyone. The compound filled with laughter. Bayo was already telling one of his usual funny stories. Everyone laughed, except Kola. His eyes kept wandering toward the village path. His mind wasn't in the conversation. It was somewhere else, waiting. The moment Bayo and his mother became busy arranging firewood beside the kitchen, Kola quietly stood up. I'll be back. Without waiting for anyone to ask questions, he slipped out of the compound. The next moment, he was almost running. His heart pounded with every step. Soon, he reached the most beautiful compound in Oluwade. The compound was as spotless as he remembered. Medicinal herbs surrounded the yard. Beautiful flowers swayed gently in the evening breeze. There she was, Yejide, the tall, extraordinarily beautiful young maiden with light chocolate skin, her royal blue embroidered iro and buba glowing beneath the golden evening sun. She sat gracefully beside a traditional clay fireplace. A black clay pot rested over the fire. She gently stirred the rich vegetable soup, while pounded yam rested neatly inside a covered woven food basket. The delicious aroma drifted through the compound. Kola's face lit up. Yejide. She looked up. For a brief second, she thought she was imagining things. Her warm brown eyes widened. Kola? Kola laughed as he walked toward her. So, you're cooking? I could smell this food before I even reached your compound. He inhaled deeply. It smells incredible. Then he grinned. I hope you've cooked enough because I'm eating too. Without waiting for permission, he pulled a small carved wooden stool closer and sat down comfortably. Yejide remained standing, still staring at him. You came back? I did. She looked at him for another moment, then quietly asked, You want to eat my food? Kola blinked. Of course, I'm starving. I've been walking for hours. I came straight here. I haven't eaten since morning. Yejide couldn't understand him. You should have gone home first, rested, and come tomorrow. Kola smiled. I couldn't. I wanted to see you first. Silence. Yejide simply stared at him. Before she even realized it, a small warmth spread through her heart. She quickly pushed the feeling away. You came back just to see me? Kola looked into her eyes, then smiled. Yes, I've been thinking about you. So the moment I arrived in Oluwade, my feet brought me here. Yejide searched his face carefully. You're still not afraid of me? Kola laughed. Yejide, how many times do I have to answer that? I'm not afraid of you. He looked at the pot again. But right now, I'm more interested in that food because I'm really hungry. For the first time in centuries, someone had returned not because they needed her wealth, not because they wanted medicine, not by accident. They came simply because they wanted to see her. Quietly, she picked up one of her finest polished calabash bowls. She carefully served soft pounded yam, then generously added the rich vegetable soup. She placed it before him. Next, she brought a beautifully carved calabash filled with clean water. Kola washed his hands, then immediately began eating, without hesitation, without fear, without suspicion. Yejide slowly sat down opposite him. She didn't eat, she simply watched him enjoy every mouthful, watched him smile between bites, watched a human sit comfortably in her home eating the meal she had prepared. A feeling she had buried centuries began returning, and this time she wasn't sure she wanted it to leave. Yejide sat quietly, watching Kola enjoy every mouthful. He ate with genuine satisfaction, as though he had been waiting for that meal all day. Kola suddenly looked up. Their eyes met. He smiled. "Aren't you eating? Or have you eaten already?" Yejide gave a gentle nod. "I've eaten." Kola scooped another piece of pounded yam into the rich vegetable soup, then laughed. "Yejide, you're an excellent cook. This soup is amazing. And these pieces of meat?" He shook his head dramatically. "I should have come to Oluwade much earlier." Yejide lowered her eyes. She didn't know why, but hearing him praise the food she had prepared filled her heart with a quiet warmth. For centuries, she had only cooked for herself, never imagining another person would one day sit in her compound enjoying her meal. Kola finished the last bite, then happily drank the remaining water from the carved calabash. Ah! He leaned back with satisfaction. "That was wonderful. Thank you. I really enjoyed myself." After a few more minutes, he entertained Yejide with his usual cheerful jokes. Even though she never laughed, her warm brown eyes softened as she listened. For the first time in centuries, the silence surrounding her home didn't feel lonely. Eventually, Kola stood up from the wooden stool. He dusted his hands together. "I should get going. If I stay any longer, my aunt and Bayo will start looking for me." He smiled. "I'll come and see you again tomorrow." Yejide's expression immediately became serious. "Kola?" He stopped. She slowly walked closer. "Please, stop coming here." His smile faded. She continued quietly. "If your family finds out you've been visiting me, it will only bring trouble. I don't want anyone getting into problems because of me. And please, don't wait for me on the village paths anymore. I don't think you truly understand what you are doing." For a brief moment, Kola simply looked at her. Then a confident smile returned to his face. "Kola, you worry too much. I'm not a child. I know exactly what I am doing, and nothing is going to happen." Just as the words left his mouth, a familiar voice suddenly shattered the silence. "Kola!" The three of them froze. Kola slowly turned around. Yejide's heart skipped. Standing at the entrance of the compound was Bayo. The tall, powerfully built young hunter stood completely still. His eyes moved slowly, from Kola to Yejide, then to the polished calabash bowl and the empty plate of food resting beside the wooden stove. His face drained of color. His lips trembled. He took one slow step forward, then another. His voice shook. Kola, did you just eat Yejide's food? The compound fell into complete silence. Kola slowly turned around. Bayo! Bayo stood frozen. His eyes moved from Kola to the empty calabash bowl, then to the wooden plate. His voice trembled. Kola, I've been looking for you everywhere. The moment you sneaked out of the compound, I knew something wasn't right. I searched the village paths. I searched the stream. I even went to the edge of the forest. I couldn't find you. I was already heading back home when the most impossible thought entered my mind. Go and check Yejide's compound. I argued with myself. No, that's impossible. Kola would never come here. I was too afraid to come here. But something kept pushing me. So I gathered courage. I only wanted to peep from outside. I wasn't even planning to enter. Then I heard someone laughing. He pointed at Kola. Your laughter. I recognized it immediately. I still couldn't believe it, so I stepped inside, and his eyes fell on the empty plate again. This is what I found. Kola, tell me, did you really eat Yejide's food? Kola answered without hesitation. Yes, I did. And it was delicious. Bayo staggered backward. No! No! He grabbed Kola by both shoulders. What have you done? Kola, what have you done to yourself? He turned toward Yejide. What did you do to him? Yejide remained silent. She didn't move. She didn't say a word. Kola immediately stepped forward. Leave her out of this. She didn't do anything. I asked for the food. She even wanted me to go home first. I insisted. I ate because I wanted to. Bayo looked at him in disbelief. You're defending her? Kola nodded. I'm defending the truth. Yejide has done nothing wrong. Everything suddenly made sense to Bayo. His eyes widened. So this is why you returned to Oluwade. You told us you came to see me and my mother, but that wasn't the real reason. You came back to see Yejide? Kola did not deny it. Yes, Bayo shook his head. So this is where you've been sneaking off to. This is the person you've been secretly coming to see. Kola, you're finished. Without warning, he grabbed Kola firmly by the wrist. We're leaving. Kola, come. He dragged Kola out of Yejide's compound. She only watched as the two hunters left her home. As they hurried along the lonely village path, Bayo kept his voice low. Kola, you don't know what you've done. You ate her food. You drank water in her home. This is serious. My mother can never hear about this. If she does, she'll think we have already lost you. We have to do something. We'll speak to the elders or the herbalists. I don't know, but we have to save you. Moments later, they reached the compound. Bayo was still whispering. Listen to me. Don't mention about going to Yejide's house or eating her food. Not a single word. We'll think of something first. Before Kola could answer, the curtain covering the doorway was suddenly pulled open. Bayo's mother rushed outside. She looked from Bayo to Kola, then back again. Her face was filled with worry. What did you just say? The two young men froze. She stepped closer. Bayo, I heard everything. You kept saying Yejide. She looked at Kola, then back at Bayo. Her voice began to shake. No, don't tell me Kola went to Yejide's house. Neither of them answered. Her breathing became uneven. She grabbed Bayo's arm. Bayo, Answer me. Bayo slowly lowered his head. Yeah, Kola has been visiting Yejide. Her eyes widened. What? Bayo continued quietly. He didn't just visit her. He ate the food she cooked. He drank water in her house. For a brief moment, the older woman stood frozen. Then she screamed. What did you say? Bayo's mother's scream echoed across the compound. What did you say? He ate Yejide's food? She staggered backward. Her hands trembled uncontrollably. No. She looked at Kola with tears filling her eyes. My son, what have you done? Kola gently held her shoulders. Auntie, please calm down. I'm perfectly fine. She shook her head. No, you don't understand. You may look fine now, but these things don't always happen immediately. Bayo quickly nodded. She's right. He turned toward Kola. You don't know the stories we've heard since we were children. Some people walked home smiling, only to disappear days later. Kola sighed. Bayo, I don't believe any of those stories. Before Bayo could answer, the frightened voices outside the compound grew louder. Villagers had already begun to gather. What happened? Why did someone scream? Is everything all right? Bayo looked at his mother, then whispered urgently, We can't hide this anymore. His mother slowly nodded. Tears rolled down her cheeks. No, we can't. She suddenly turned toward one of the young men standing outside the gate. Run! Go and call the chief priestess and summon the village elders. Hurry! The young man did not hesitate. He took off running. Another elderly woman standing outside covered her mouth in horror. If it's true, they must begin the cleansing rites before sunset. An old man slowly shook his head. If the rituals are delayed, it may already be too late. The entire compound became silent. Kola looked from one frightened face to another. What rituals? Bayo looked straight into his eyes. His voice was barely a whisper. The ancient rites, the ones performed on anyone who eats the food of the immortal. He swallowed hard, because if they are not performed in time, he paused, then finished the sentence that sent chills through everyone. The person doesn't die, they simply disappear. Silence. Not a single bird sang, not a single voice spoke, not even the wind seemed to stop. Kola stood frozen. For the first time, a tiny seed of doubt entered his heart.